Well, welcome back to Shimpling Park Farm. Well, after a very inspiring visit to the wonderful Groundswell Farming Conference and a quick holiday, we were back to what we always knew was going to be an early harvest. $12.7. There's a lot of green in there as well, so. So spot on. These are planted in early March, and they're a variety called Isabel for making breakfast cereals, going to white oats in Northern Ireland. How are they looking? They're looking good. So they're 13%, which is the same as the winter oats actually, and it's what we sell them to whites, so they're fit to harvest. A hasty few tweaks to the combine and we're off. First, the heritage wheat. It's valuable and its milling quality diminishes with every splash of rain, so it's best in the barn. But then after all this dry weather, the rain came, so the combine team had to be patient. You can't thrash the grain out of a damp crop. However, the cultivations team could do with a bit of rain to soften the ground. Working closely behind the combine, they are turning over the soil ready for planting for harvest 26. Some fields will not be planted until next spring. So on those ones, we're spreading some small cover crop seeds from a hopper on the back of the cultivator to keep the ground growing some vegetation, feeding the soil, capturing carbon and holding moisture through the winter. They're also starting to turn over the grass and clover lays, preparing a seedbed for the start of a new crop rotation. John drives the combine for a stint at lunchtime and at dinner, so that people can eat, but the combine never sleeps unless it has to. Poor John, sometimes his stint coincides with the telegraph pole navigation, much to everyone's amusement. Combining, Rufus?
Spring oats.
And what are you eating?
A white oats flapjack, fun enough.
Some breakdowns and intermittent rain stops combining for a while.
So just done the Monday morning check of the trailers and tractors and found that the side lights aren't working on the trailer. The mice have eaten through the wires, eaten the copper as well, and this end.
God.
So I'm having to rewire.
Miserable little things. However, the mowing can carry on, mostly. On an organic farm where we cannot spray against weeds, we try and cut the weeds before they flower and drop their seed. David is cutting around the fields after they've been harvested so that the cultivation team can reclaim the edges. And it seems to have been a fabulous year for ragwort, some of which we try to pull to prevent its return, but we can never get it all, so we have to resort to mowing. But we are back cutting, taking the cultivar off the combine to travel between farms and fields. Is that your academic stimulation for the morning?
Yes, yeah. I want to see if I need to tension a pulley.
Oh, and some more breakdowns.
The back.
Back? What, the back of the combine?
Half the rear was falling off. But no more.
A combine combines a huge amount of jobs at intense temperatures and for long hours, so they do break from time to time. Peter and Rufus can mend most things, but we have a hotline to the class dealer nearby. What are you doing, John?
So I'm just shaking the heads of these oats because some varieties are very bad. They shed their seed if they're left in the field for too long. And, you know, obviously you're going to end up with harvest on the floor and I'm able to get it. So whenever I pass a field of oats, I just shake them to see if it's got to that stage yet. The only other crop that we can be worried about is our malting barley, because if it gets rained on too many times, the germination goes, and then so it's feed barley rather than malting barley. So it just sort of helps you understand the order of harvest, what you have to do first. Great, I was very worried about that rain yesterday, but in fact everything's still standing. But we are going to focus on our milling oats and our malting barley before we get any more rain. But the weather forecast is good.
But finally, the hot, dry summer sets in and the days and nights get longer. And we're off again. Days seem to roll one into the other. But like a fantasy in high vis, the fabulous team meet every morning to make a plan, trying to second guess the weather and adjusting to what needs to be harvested first, as really everything is ready. And conveniently, they were able to combine with a bird's eye view of some of the classic cars visiting the farm with Rally the Globe. Morning, Rufus. How's it going?
Good. We're over halfway through.
Yep.
We've got another 10 days worth of 10-hour days left. We're on to our Shimling Park spring oats for white oats, and then we're moving over to do some barley, and then we're on to the last of the wheat and beans, and then finally the vetch, I think.
And what's the weather looking like?
Pretty clear, pretty good for the next week at least, which should be all we need.
Before you go combining, what do you have to do to get your machine ready?
Daily wise, we blow it down every day. That's to remove the combustibles from the hot bits of the machine. As you can imagine, it gets covered in muck and dust and all can set fire, especially by the transmission box. So we blow it down every day. And then we also have a 10-hour greasing. So we grease everything that needs to be done every day, which is bits like pulleys for the belts, rollers for the belts on the header, all the pulleys, and also lubing up the chains, and then cleaning my windows because it gets very, very filthy. Longer term, we have 100-hour grease points, and then there's a big 250-hour grease, but that's normally done during the winter service. You don't have to worry about it.
How long does it take to get your machine ready in the mornings?
Roughly 2 hours. If there's quite a few bits need doing, hopefully to get it going a little bit quicker today because we're very, very close to the farmyard.
Do you know how much fuel you're using?
I'm using about 700 litres a day.
Are you always worried about forgetting something?
Yes, because I have to take off the panels underneath the returns augers and into the grain tank augers, and I just know one of them going to leave them off, set off down the field and just dump all the grain in a long line behind me.
Have you got a checklist?
Yes, I do actually.
And this August has seen amazing sunsets.
John's taken over the combine for lunch. I'd like to say that there's a whole flapjack's been wasted. Here. So I'm going to have words.
What are the oats for?
Flapjacks. Only.
What are you eating?
Flapjacks.
Rufus, why is there a dent in the side of your car?
It's just standard panel gap, comes with that. That's perfectly
It
normal for a
doesn't.
Defender.
It doesn't. That's a dent. Sorry, how did you do it?
I might have forgotten I was towing this and reversed out my own driveway into myself.
Sorry, so you've managed to dent your own car by yourself with yourself?
Yeah, I can't claim for that.
To add to the juggle, the combine has to be set up with a different sieve for bigger grains, like beans, which we grow with our wheat as a bycrop.
I did.
What are you actually doing?
Changing the concave.
What's that for?
I don't know. I wanted something to just
Well, why are we changing it?
combine.
Why are you just
It
changing
says
it?
in the book you've got to change it now.
What does that mean?
Nobody knows.
Fucking
Nobody
hell.
knows what it means.
We have to do this every time that John comes on the combine.
Well, just change
You
things.
might as well take the concave out and clean it, otherwise it doesn't get the best song.
Oh, look, he's got a purchase on it now, the little laddie. Well done. You're a brick with a soldier.
The beans get stuck in those and bung it up.
Okay.
Cinderella, your pumpkin awaits.
And sometimes the fingers on the cutter bar need
59.
changing.
Hang on. Yeah, go on. Point your fingers. Keep going. Other way. Go on. Keep going. What?
But when it's ready, John can keep the combine going while the rest of the team get a momentary stop to eat something other than snacks and sandwiches. There's been an awful lot of shimpling lamb in different forms, and of course flapjacks. And it's been a good joint effort with offerings from Sue from next door, and Archie surely gets the prize for his Victoria sponge. We've become quite good at jiggling the dining table to get out of the combine dust.
I've had an altercation with the telegraph pole.
Rufus, I hit the same telegraph pole during hoeing this season.
Anyway, we're going to keep this bit because it's probably jolly expensive, and then just buy this new bit, and then we'll get a cable tie, and we'll tie this up.
You call that? Peter, are you mending it with
Yes.
sticking back
Excuse me, we need.
Rufus, he can't fit it now.
How embarrassing.
There's absolutely no problem with this at all. It could have happened to anyone.
Could it?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to notice that you've done that, John.
No one's going to notice that.
Right.
Just imagine I've been on the combine for the whole of harvest. There's been nothing left of it.
And while the combine heads for the home straight, the cultivations team are doing some really targeted subsurface cultivations in specific spots of the field where the combine has revealed bad yields. The more we can do now, the better harvest 26 will be. And while the combine rumbles on, the wonderful New Zealand Romney sheep seem to be fattening on the now very parched grass. And the farm barns glow in the hot evening sun, enjoyed by the village who dance their way into the night, and some wonderful couples who choose to celebrate their wedding with us. What a joy. How is it, Rufus?
Good. It's looking okay. On to hopefully our last day today, which will be great. And we've got the vetches to do, which is going to take about 5 hours to do 8 hectares. So we'll see how far we get.
You're looking forward to having a day off in a bath?
Yes. Both of those things.
The vetches. They really are a filthy, dirty, difficult crop to combine. And they will only really cut in the very hot sunshine. So the first attempt had to be aborted. Everyone was a bit desperate to finish harvest, but the celebratory drinks had to be put back in the fridge, and all that we could do was wait for the sun to come out and the vetch to want to be harvested. Right, what's happening, Ruth?
Okay. I daren't say it's the last day, but feeder house tensioned up. combine ready, vetch still on the ground. But the sun's out as well.
Good luck, boys.
Why
aren't you just going?
I left my phone on the track.
Patience paid off. Hey! Well done.
Yes, we finished. Finally, after 3 days, finished the vetch. The sun was right, everyone was there, perfect. Finally done. Until next year.
Are you going to have a bath?
Yes, I'm going to go home right now.
You really need one.
I'm going to the bath. And then go to bed. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
Well, thank you for joining us. It's been a dusty blast and we can't wait to get on with Harvest 26. We've got some lovely events coming up in the first weekend of October to celebrate the harvest. Keep an eye on the website. See you next time.